homelessness in Santa Fe is getting worse. More individuals are sleeping on sidewalks in parks or inside vehicles with no clear future ahead. They aren't just passing through, they're locals raised here, or people who arrived seeking a better life and found nothing. With only a few hundred shelter spaces and housing costs rising rapidly, many have no place to stay. The issue is no longer hidden. You can see it in the eyes of the man asking for a meal near the plaza, or in the blanket-wrapped figures resting near the bus stop. Santa Fe, once quiet about this problem, now faces difficult questions. What made this happen in a city of this size? Why are the solutions coming so slowly, and what can truly be done to fix it? This is a deeper look at what it means to be homeless in America, and why Santa Fe has become part of that story today. Let's search for the answers together. Santa Fe has close to 90,000 residents, yet hundreds remain without shelter. In 2024, city data indicated that roughly 700 people were unhoused, while only about 280 shelter beds were available. That leaves more than 400 individuals without a place to rest each night. These figures barely reveal the full picture. A recent statewide report discovered that nearly 31,000 people facing homelessness, including many children under 5, had used hospital services over 4 years. This is 2 to 4 times higher than what annual street counts show, revealing how many people in crisis go unseen. In earlier years, Santa Fe's homeless estimates stayed near 300. But as housing costs have risen and mental health struggles have deepened, the totals have steadily climbed. Even now, getting an accurate count is difficult. Depending on the timing and method, the numbers can exceed 1,000ers. This reflects a broader pattern found in cities nationwide. The truth is, the face of homeless in America often hides behind car doors in hospital lobbies or on borrowed couches for a single night. Emergency housing in Santa Fe is scarce and usually full. Police logged over 3,200 homelessness-related calls in 2024, showing that this crisis extends beyond housing. It affects safety, healthcare, and neighborhoods. While the city aims to make homelessness rare and brief reality, tells another story. Many individuals rotate through short-term shelters, unable to secure lasting homes. In early 2024, Santa Fe tried a micro-community approach, small prefabricated homes built on church property. It was a positive beginning, but far from sufficient for the rising demand.
A lot of them are full, a lot of them are booked. Like, you would literally have to keep calling multiple times a day or every single day to see if they have availability. And they do like an assessment to see like, why are you homeless? What are you trying to get? Like, you know, those are things they do to see if they even want you to come to their shelter. So sometimes it's not always easy getting in a shelter. And you just gotta make the best of your situation.
Walking through town today, more people can be seen sleeping near bus stops behind buildings or holding signs at crossings. The problem is visible now. Still, many locals remain uncertain about what triggered it and why it spread so fast. Santa Fe is not the only place confronting these issues. Like elsewhere in the nation, this small city has become another chapter in the larger story of homeless in America. But what forces led Santa Fe into this state? How much of it stems from politics, economics, and choices made far from its streets? That's what comes next. The growing population of people without homes in Santa Fe isn't only about tents or shelter space. It's about systems, decisions, and priorities made far from the sidewalks where people rest. What we're seeing today is part of a much broader narrative. To grasp the roots of homelessness in this city, we must step back and examine the laws, the wars, and the economy that led us here. Over the last 10 years, housing costs in Santa Fe have skyrocketed. Rental prices have increased by more than 40% since 2016, while wages for teachers' service staff and public workers have stayed mostly unchanged. That divide between earnings and housing costs is one of the most dangerous fractures in any town, and more people are slipping through it. Across New Mexico, the homeless population nearly doubled from 2017 to 2024. In Santa Fe, the crisis has grown faster than most residents imagined, and it keeps accelerating. But the causes reach beyond rent prices. Federal budget choices play a massive role in what resources reach cities like Santa Fe. For the last 20 years, the U.S. has spent trillions on wars in the Middle East wars that have not only taken lives and created global turmoil, but have also drained money from domestic priorities. Each missile launched abroad represents dollars not invested in housing, mental health care, or workforce programs here at home. The link may not appear clear right away, but it absolutely exists. When national budgets tilt heavily toward defense spending, smaller social initiatives get slashed or never receive support at all. Even recent military conflicts have caused ripple effects. As unrest rises in regions such as Iran and Gaza, energy markets respond. Prices increase, inflation rises, and interest rates follow suit. Working families bear the impact first and most severely. For those already barely staying afloat, just one missed paycheck can push them out of their homes. These economic shocks become the breaking point. In that sense, global events filter down into our communities, influencing the housing emergency in subtle yet powerful ways. The story of Homeless in America is one of neglect, not only of individuals, but of national priorities. Santa Fe, despite its beauty and culture, remains tied to federal decisions that put warfare above welfare. Yet if oil income can now be redirected toward affordable housing here, perhaps change is on the horizon. The question remains, are we ready to shift our focus before the damage grows even worse? Share your thoughts in the comment below. Santa Fe hasn't stood by quietly as homelessness expands. City leaders, state officials, and local organizations have introduced various programs designed to make a real impact. Some actions are modest, others ambitious, but together they reflect a city committed to addressing homelessness and wider patterns seen across Homeless in America. A major initiative is the Emergency Homelessness Action Plan, revised in 2024. The plan clearly declares that homelessness should be uncommon short-term and never recurring. To achieve that vision, the city expanded emergency shelter capacity and funded transitional housing. By mid-2025, nearly 50 new shelter beds were added, and a group of transitional homes for families leaving shelters opened, showing early success in preventing people from sliding back into crisis. Another significant step was joining forces with Urban Alchemy, a nonprofit that hires individuals who were once homeless themselves. This collaboration began in 2025 after the former shelter operator withdrew. The concept is inspiring people who once lived without housing, now assist others, offering empathy and first-hand understanding to outreach work. So far, the new team has increased engagement with encampments and helped many access health, food, and housing support. Santa Fe also unveiled its first micro-community in late 2024, a compact set of prefabricated studios on land donated by a church. Created as a safe, affordable, and dignified short-term option, the micro-community provided homes for 30 residents by early 2025. Those residents receive shared bathrooms, case management, and links to permanent housing. It's not a total solution, but it gives people a chance to recover, rest, and plan ahead, not merely a bed for the night. To fund these programs, the city launched a mansion tax in 2024. Property owners selling homes valued above $1 million now pay 3% of the sale price into a local affordable housing fund. By 2025, the fund had raised about $6 million supporting rental aid homebuyer programs and shelter growth. These measures are grounded in both realism and compassion. They demonstrate that difficult issues require innovative, unified strategies. However, the journey is just beginning, and data reveals Santa Fe's struggles mirror broader problems affecting cities across America. Now let's explore the U.S. cities most deeply impacted by homelessness. New York City. Across New York State, more than 158,000 individuals were recorded without stable housing in 2024, the highest figure nationwide. Families with children made up a major portion of this total, and the rate of homeless youth climbed by over 70%. While migrants now fill headlines, the city's longtime unhoused population, many facing mental health issues or job loss, still urgently needs help. The swelling numbers in shelters mean fewer available beds, longer service delays, and more people slipping through the cracks. The overall response has been large-scale, but not always efficient. Emergency shelters have opened inside school gyms, police academies, and repurposed hotels. The city allocated billions for short-term housing and legal aid, yet lasting affordable housing projects remain behind schedule. Mayor Eric Adams has urged for federal assistance, but Washington's reaction has been slow. Meanwhile, frustration has increased in neighborhoods already coping with scarce resources. What's unfolding in New York mirrors a deeper nationwide issue. This is what Homeless in America looks like in 2025, a mix of financial struggle, broken systems, and global displacement landing in local streets. The city's heart is generous, but its infrastructure can't sustain this magnitude of need. And as shelter numbers rise, so does fear that without decisive federal measures, the crisis will only deepen. Los Angeles. Los Angeles continues to stand at the epicenter of the homeless crisis in America. In 2024, Los Angeles County documented more than 75,000 individuals without homes, making it one of the nation's largest unhoused populations. Although the overall count slightly declined for the first time in years, the city still faces immense obstacles. Sheltered homelessness increased by 13%, showing that while more people gained temporary housing, others continue slipping into homelessness. One of the greatest barriers remains the shortage of genuinely affordable housing. Rental costs in LA stay far beyond reach for most working families, and even employed residents struggle to afford life here. Black residents represent a disproportionate share of the unhoused, despite forming a smaller slice of the total population. These racial disparities aren't new, but they still reveal a structure that fails certain communities over others. The city has poured more than $600 million into housing services, mental health programs, and emergency shelter growth. Yet the streets paint another picture: encampments line freeways, sidewalks, and underpasses. Public frustration grows and political tension builds. Some demand tougher enforcement. Others advocate more humane long-term solutions. Los Angeles stands as a reflection of homeless in America, complex, emotional, and bound by economic and racial divisions. The magnitude of the crisis is overwhelming, but LA also serves as a testing field for reforms that might shape national change. San Francisco. San Francisco, famous for its tech riches and historic charm, continues to battle a homelessness crisis that refuses to fade. In 2024, roughly 8,300 individuals were counted as homeless, a 7% rise from just 2 years earlier. What's notable is that while visible encampments have lessened, more people now move between shelters, transitional housing, and motel programs. The city's plan has shifted toward adding shelter capacity and reducing tents from public sidewalks. Mayor London Breed expanded shelter availability by nearly 90% by 2025. At the same time, San Francisco launched Baldwin House, its first transitional sober living facility, with 56 beds, combining recovery and housing aid. Officials are also considering converting empty downtown offices into affordable units, an ambitious yet necessary idea in such an expensive market. Still, critics say the city is trapped in a loop, clearing encampments, adding shelters, and repeating the process. The tension between public safety and dignity unfolds daily in council hearings, online debates, and neighborhood meetings. Residents remain divided, and faith in durable solutions is fading. San Francisco stands as a complex chapter in the broader narrative of homeless in America. It's a city of innovation and deep inequality, where efforts to solve homelessness are both visionary and imperfect. The struggle here proves that money alone can't fix it. Without steady direction, long-range plans, and public trust, even big budgets fall short. So how does a city like Seattle, with a different economic base and political outlook, aim to do things differently? Let's head north to find out. Albuquerque. Albuquerque might not show up on the national stage as often as New York or Los Angeles, yet in terms of per capita homelessness, the crisis here is equally severe, if not worse. In early 2024, the city's point-in-time survey counted more than 2,700 people, experiencing homelessness, almost half of them living unsheltered. For a city of just over 500,000 residents, that's an astonishing figure. Even more striking is how many people reported having their camps cleared several times within the same year. These sweeps not only remove tents, they also wipe out IDs, medications, and any sense of personal stability someone might have left. What makes Albuquerque's situation especially painful is the influence of historic and cultural displacement. Native American and Hispanic communities are disproportionately represented among the homeless, the outcome of decades, if not centuries, of structural inequity. Many live with constant fear of being forced further away, not just from shelters, but from the city itself. City officials have tested new strategies, including safe outdoor spaces, regulated campsites with security restrooms and outreach teams. Still, criticism has increased over the city's routine of clearing camps without offering genuine alternatives. With scarce mental health resources and surging rents, solutions often resemble patches over a far deeper wound. Albuquerque reminds us that homeless in America isn't solely a big city issue. It reflects policy failures and economic neglect found in smaller, less visible places too. And as resources remain limited, the strain on cities like Albuquerque continues to grow. What happens when a city gains more funding yet faces similar struggles? Seattle provides another viewpoint, one influenced by tech wealth voter mandates and a different kind of tension. Seattle is a city known for innovation, prosperity, and widening inequality. In 2024, King County recorded nearly 11,750 individuals experiencing homelessness, with many living without shelter. That figure has remained stubbornly high over recent years, despite billions poured into housing and outreach. Unlike other cities, Seattle passed a law dedicating at least 12% of its general fund to homelessness and housing programs, a rare voter-approved commitment. Yet money alone hasn't fixed the crisis. Soaring rents, fueled by years of tech growth, have pushed out countless residents. Even workers in education and public service struggle to afford housing near their jobs. And while shelters exist, many people avoid them due to safety worries or strict regulations. That's left a cityscape marked by tents, RVs, and improvised shelters even in affluent neighborhoods. Racial inequality also casts a long shadow. Black and Indigenous groups are disproportionately represented among the unhoused. And though the city funds mental health treatment and addiction support, the need far exceeds the supply. Meanwhile, public debate intensifies. Some residents demand encampment sweeps, while others denounce them as cruel. Seattle represents another chapter in the narrative of homeless in America, where funding is abundant, yet progress remains slow. It poses a painful question. If even a wealthy, progressive city with public support struggles to bring people indoors, what hope remains for smaller cities? You know, the more I walk through these streets, the more it strikes me that homelessness isn't only about tents or shelters. It's about people, ordinary folks who were priced out, laid off, or just couldn't catch a break. Some struggle with mental health, sure, but most, they're simply trying to survive in a system that keeps shifting the finish line. We don't need flashy programs as much as genuine compassion and realistic housing solutions. It's wild how in the richest country on earth, so many are forced to sleep outside. Isn't that something that should outrage us all? Conclusion. Homelessness in Santa Fe and across the nation won't resolve itself. It's a problem built over decades, shaped by housing prices, political decisions, and deep social divides. But there's still hope. With the right mix of compassion strategy and sustained investment, we can change the course. Santa Fe's initiatives show promise, but they require patient support and accountability. And as part of the broader story of homeless in America, this city reminds us that each statistic represents a person, and every policy carries a cost. The question now is simple. Will we turn away or finally confront it head-on?